have a derailment under there. It means I'm able to lift that up and rectify. But it's only one thing, it's a damn nuisance when it does happen. Can't see it at the moment, but that garage has got a showroom in it, and I've got a car for sale in there. And then sort of I'll try to sort of build a bit of hillside going into the main sort of bit, which is a tunnel. And we got cows with a milkmaid. There's little figures there, and on there you see shepherd with some sheep. It's the usual thing of chicken wire and papier-mâché, wallpaper paste strips laden over and implanted also with cork, giving a rock-like feature. Finishes it off nicely. This is the rather elegant Metcalfe Church. See these on model railway layouts a lot. I've got some figures there sitting on a bench, and you can see the graveyard at the back. Little entrance there. This comes down to the tunnel entrance. That is a Metcalfe. What I did there was, I've noticed with tunnels and hillsides, there's an implantation of conifers. You do see that as a feature around on the hillsides, you know, in the British Isles and things, and above tunnels. So I've tried to sort of replicate it here. Now, I've overrun one session, so this is going to be split into two, and I'm now narrating on the second part of this particular video, which is continuing on from the overview of my layout. Bit of background there, you can see the way I've tried to build in a bit of perspective on the backgrounds. Now, none of this is really functional at all. All I've done here is to provide the context in which I remember seeing railways, because if you give it as much context as possible, then you know you're increasing the sense of realism. The all-important signal gantry. Now, the signals are Pico. They're in kit form, and these are LMS signals. You can get them GWR, you can get the lower quadrant semaphores, the GWR ones, the southern region ones. There's LNER ones with very much the lattice style post. Now, the thing with all of them is you have to make them and you have to paint them. And I was determined that when I was building this layout that I would do all I can to get signals well represented. As you can see, I've got quite a lot here. There's one further down there. There's another one there. Now, the painting of these is it's not easy, but it can be done. The thing I couldn't do was to make them work. The they have the necessary parts and some very thin metal wire to enable, and the handles and the arms to if you want them to operate. Personally, I couldn't be bothered. I was more interested in just having them on the layout. So they're non-functional, but they look the part. Again, things like the water cranes. I think these are either Wills or Craftsman. And with a bit of attention to detail and paintwork, you can make them look really good. They're a good feature. Another thing you see, and you'd see it in the steam age as well, are the boxes, the electrical boxes. So I've got two sets there on either side of the signal, and again they're features that you'd see. What I've done there is actually to mount them on like a pavement thing, so that they've got something to stand on, a base. So that just tidies them up. Just going back onto the signal box, and there's the feature that's in all the cables and pulleys that would come out for operating the points and signals. Obviously I've not got the wires, but it's a feature you would see on the signal box. So going back round. This is, this could have been a railway at one time, or it could have been a road. It's obviously disused. It looks disused. And it goes across here to this feature here. And again, there's a bit of perspective and background there. And to be honest, I'd never really had a go at doing this kind of scenery, and I didn't know how it was going to work out. But it's quite easy to blend in your sort of initial sort of natural scenery that lies on the other side of the track, and then to blend it into a one-dimensional sort of background. And the signals. So that gives it that a bit of a feature in that corner. I've got a few pictures on the wall. All the usual sort of things you might see. Of course, above the door, way out. There's a picture of Princess Arthur of Connaught outside Camden. It's very, very faded, that one, but I like the picture so much it stays there. That's a certificate I got for driving a Ginty on the East Lancs Railway. There's a picture of Sir William Stanier, the great man himself. Pictures of the railway. These are obviously from magazines. You can see that Stanier Pacific's Princess dominate. There's a picture of the coaling tower and ash plant there on that one, with the rebuilt Scott there. There's an LMS pressure gauge. That's that one. There's two marks on it. One is on £200 per square inch, and there's another mark on it at £225. Railway clock. More pictures. general overview. It's I was quite surprised at the backdrops. The ones that you see around here, I think I got those from Gauge Master, a place in Arundel. I've had quite a lot of inquiries about the ones I have along here. I got them from a model shop in Bristol, and they came in one of those tube, big long tube things. There is nothing on these that suggests who made them or where they came from, so I've been unable to provide any sort of information about who makes them and where you can get them from. There it is. Again, there's a Cuneo painting. I love Cuneo paintings, they're so atmospheric. Great Marquis at Tyseley Shed. And I've got these posters, 1950s posters on the wall, all very evocative. Remember seeing these. There's another Cuneo painting, Spot the Mouse. That's Clun Castle in Tyseley. So atmospheric. Now, there's a series of photos, pictures on the wall, and these ones for me evoke they evoke some of the aspects that I'm trying to create on my model railway, and I call these the colour of the railway. Now, this is a Jubilee leaving Perth with an express fish train. Look at the colour of the railway. There's Sonning Cutting, there's Carlisle, and there's another one again evocative of the colour of the railway. Stewart's Lane, or rather that one's Swindon, isn't it? That one's Stewart's Lane. And this is what I've tried to achieve. So it's very much a reflection of that. And I've done that to me because I consider I've spent quite a lot of time doing that, and I know I keep going on about it, but it does raise the level of realism on your model railway. And what have we got here? All right, Duke of Gloucester and Sir William Stanier FRS. And some of the less appealing aspects of my filming is due to my insistence on panning and getting close up to the locomotives and trains at eye level, or track level or platform level, and watching, not just letting them run past with a static camera, but actually following them. And it's something I'm not going to change. And I have when people ask to come and see my railway, visitors or people have come round to the house, and they say, "Oh, I believe you got a model railway. Can I see it?" I say, "Yeah, no problem. Come in and have a look." And they look at it from this sort of angle that I have the camera now, and yes, they are hugely impressed. I can see them really taking it all in. And I say, and these are people who are not necessarily interested in model railways or trains in particular, but generally they get it. And the feedback has been very, very positive. They do really like it. But I don't let them go until I've sat them in the chair and I said, "Okay, just look down the railway, get your head down close as you can, and I'll run this train past you." And when the train goes past, they are, to use that phrase, gobsmacked. It's not a very elegant phrase, is it? They are totally taken in by it. And they said, "That looks real." So that's my take on the way I film and the way I have actually built this layout and what I'm trying to achieve. It is a niche layout. It's not all things to all people. It's essentially steam, as I remember it, say from about 1962 to 1968. Obviously I can do the LMS period as well, because I have a fascination with LMS locomotives, as you well know. But I'll leave it there for now. I'm going to finish off, and I'll be doing another overview soon, probably of the Castle class locomotives. So thank you for your perseverance. Thank you for joining me with this today. I hope that it has actually provided you with some insight into the railway that exists beyond the countryside, and thank you again for watching.